Good morning, children. Let us resume chapter 8, that is quadrilaterals. Angle sum property of a quadrilateral. What is this? Angle sum property of a quadrilateral. This is a theorem actually. You prove that the sum of four angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. What is this? Prove that the sum of four angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So let us start proving. Here ABCD is a quadrilateral that is given at your front. Here, so let us prove it. What is given? Given a quadrilateral, a quadrilateral, a quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, children. What we have to prove? We have to prove that angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D equal to 360 degree. Now for proving this, some construction is needed. Construction. Some construction is needed, children. Joined BD. Join it. Joined BD. Okay, children. Now start proving. What is, see, in triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, see, now give the names to the angles, otherwise it may be difficult. 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. Okay, children, in triangle ABD, what do we have? Angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 6 equal to 180 degree. This is equation number 1. How it happened? This is known as angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, children. Now again in triangle BCD. In triangle BCD, what do we have? That is angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 equal to 180 degree. Clear? This is equation number 2, and this is also known as angle sum property of a triangle. Okay, children. Now adding equation number 1 and 2. Adding 1 and 2. Here what do we have? That is, now add. Left hand side will be added to left hand side and right hand side will be added to right hand side. That is angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 6 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 equal to 180 degree plus 180 degree. Okay, children. Now make the proper group. This implies that angle 1 plus 2 and 3 are together plus angle 2 plus angle 3 together. Clear? Plus angle 4 is alone over here plus angle 5 plus angle 6, they are taken together over here. Clear? So this angle 1, this one plus angle 4, and this is now equal to 180 degree plus 180 degree equal to 360 degree. This implies that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus 3, what is angle A? Angle 1. Angle 1 equal to, that is angle A. Okay, children. Plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to angle B plus angle 4 equal to angle C plus angle 5 plus angle 6 equal to angle D, and this is equal to 360 degree, and that is what we have to prove. Clear, children? So sum of all the four angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. That we have proved, children. Okay, now children, let us move to the next important theorem, that is, see, types of quadrilateral you have seen. Now properties of a parallelogram. Let us see properties of a parallelogram. That is, properties of a parallelogram. Properties of a parallelogram. Here, what is this theorem 8.1? Let us see. Theorem 8.20. Theorem 8.1. What is this theorem? A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Two congruent triangles. Okay, children, what is the theorem? The diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Okay, children, now let us start proving this theorem. So let us draw a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So what is given over here, children? What is given? It is given that, see, what is given here? It is given that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, here it is given. Let us move to the next part of the board, that is, here a parallelogram is there. Draw a parallelogram in this way. ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, what is given? Given a parallelogram ABCD. What is your question? A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Given a parallelogram ABCD such that AC is one of its diagonals. Okay, children, a parallelogram ABCD such that AC is one of its diagonals. Okay, children, now give the name to the angles. That is, let us see, let it be angle 1, this is angle 2, this is angle 3, and this is angle 4, like that is. Okay, children, now what we have to prove? We have to prove that what diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles, that is triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. Triangle CDA. Children, this is very much important part. Clear? That is a parallelogram ABCD such that AC is one of its diagonals. We have to prove that the diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Means triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. Okay, children, let us start proving. Start the proof of the theorem. In triangle ABC, this is parallelogram, so it holds all the properties of a parallelogram, children. Okay, let us see, that is in triangle ABC and triangle CDA, here angle 1 equal to angle 3. Okay, children, angle 1, this angle equal to angle 3. Why angle 1 equal to angle 3? See, in triangle ABCD, in triangle ABC and triangle CDA, angle 1 equal to angle 3. Why? Because they are alternate interior angles. That is alternate interior angles. What are alternate interior angles? Angle 1 equal to angle 3. See, AB is parallel to CD. Here you can write if you want. See, that is AB is parallel to CD, and that is what, and AC is the transversal, transversal. Okay, children, in triangle ABC and CDA, Angle 1, this angle equal to this angle 3. Why? Because they are alternate interior angles. How alternate interior angles? AB is parallel to CD because this is parallelogram, and AC is the transversal. Clear? And what else? Angle 2 equal to angle 4. Angle 2 equal to angle 4 means this angle equal to this angle equal to this angle. It is again alternate interior angles. Why? This time, since ABCD is a parallelogram, it means that BC is here. BC is parallel to AD. BC is parallel to AD, and AC is the transversal, and AC is the transversal. AC is the transversal. Okay, children. So angle 1 equal to angle 3, angle 2 equal to angle 4. They both are alternate interior angles. And one more thing is there, that AC equal to what? AC equal to CA. AC equal to CA. This side AC equal, that is diagonal, that is common in both the triangles. That is common in both the triangles. This implies that, children, this implies that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. By which rule? See the rule. Angle side angle. Angle side angle, that is ASA. That is by ASA congruence rule. ASA congruence. By ASA congruence rule, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. So children, you have seen that. Clear? A diagonal divides a triangle, a quadrilateral, a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Let us reiterate the statement. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Here you have seen this parallelogram ABCD has been divided into two congruent triangles, triangle ABC and triangle CDA. Okay, children. So one of the important theorem that we have proved. Now let us see, that is theorem 8.2. That is in a parallelogram, theorem 8.2. Theorem 8.2. What is this? It states that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Okay, children. See here, till now, till this theorem 8.1, where we have seen that in a parallelogram, what is there? In parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel. Clear? The next theorem, though we know all these properties, but we have to prove them. Clear? In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Let us see. The same thing is there. Here, draw a parallelogram like this. One more step we have to extend. Clear? After this theorem, let it be A, B, C, D. Clear? In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. What is given here? Given a parallelogram A, B, C, D. Okay? To prove, what we have to prove? We have to, opposite sides are equal, that is AB equal to CD and BC equal to AD. This much we have to prove, children. Okay? Now some construction is needed for that. Construction. What construction is needed? Joined BD. Joined, that is diagonal. Joined BD. Okay, children. Joined BD. Okay, children. Now start proving. Now give the names to the angles. That is here also. Let us see what is that. Joined AC you take. Clear? So that it will be easier for you to understand, and we can correlate it. Clear? From here, let us see. Joined AC, that is this one. You can join BD also. Clear? That is, here let us see angle, here angle 1, this is angle 1, this is angle 2, this is angle 3, this is angle what, angle 4. Okay children, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. Okay, now what is there children? See proof. Here you see angle 1 in triangle ABC and triangle CDA. In triangle ABC and triangle CDA, what do we have children? Angle 1 equal to angle 3. Angle 1 equal to angle 3. They are alternate interior angles. Why alternate interior angles? Clear? Because AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD and AC is the transversal. AC is the transversal. Okay children, now and what else is there? That is angle 1 equal to angle 3 we have seen. Now angle 2 equal to angle 4. Clear? Angle 2 equal to angle 4, they are also alternate interior angles. Why? Because here BC is parallel to, this is here a parallelogram ABCD is there. BC is parallel to AD. In parallelogram we know that opposite sides are parallel. BC is parallel to AD and AC is the transversal. AC is the transversal. Okay children, and one more thing is there. Clear? And also what is there? AC equal to CA. AC equal to CA, that is common. So see, actually see, this is previous theorem only. Clear? Here we have extended. There are this one are proof clear by one step. Let us see children. So here three things we have seen, that angles, side angle we have seen. What is that? This implies that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA by ASA congruence. Here ASA congruence, that is by ASA rule. Okay children, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. Now this implies that once two triangles are congruent, then we can see, we can show the corresponding part of congruent triangles equal. That is, then here AC equal to what is there? AB equal to CD. This implies that AB equal to CD, that is by CPCT. CPCT stands for corresponding part of congruent triangles here. And what else is there? That is BC equal to AD. BC, that is last to BC equal to AD, that is also by CPCT. Okay children, so this is what we have to prove. That what we have proved, that in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Okay children, this is next proof. Clear? This theorem also we have proved. Now coming to the, so two properties we have proved, that a diagonal of a parallelogram, this divides it into two congruent triangles. That was theorem 8.1. And the next theorem is in parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Now the next one is theorem 8.3. Theorem 8.3, let us see. Theorem 8.3. What is its statement? Its statement: if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. It is actually, this is the converse of the previous theorem, that is theorem 8.2. If each pair of opposite sides if each pair of opposite sides of a parallelogram, if each pair of opposite sides of a parallelogram is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Then it is a parallelogram. Actually, children, this is the converse of theorem 8.2. Okay, children, let us start. If each pair of opposite sides of a parallelogram is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Then if each pair of opposite sides of a parallelogram is equal. Sorry, this is if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral. Okay, let us make correction. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral. Okay, children. So let us make correction. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is given if both the opposite pair, opposite pairs of sides, that is clear, this are equal, then we can say that this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Let us prove it. How it comes true. Let us draw a quadrilateral first. Start, children. That is here. What is given? Given here parallelogram is not given, children. Be careful. A B C D. Here A B C D, it is a quadrilateral. A B C D is a quadrilateral. A B C D, it is a quadrilateral. Given a quadrilateral. Given a quadrilateral A B C D such that, what is the statement? Let us see. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, a quadrilateral ABCD, such that AB equal to CD, it is given, and BC equal to AD, this is given. Clear? The things which we have proved in the previous theorem, it is given in the next in this theorem, and we have to prove its opposite. AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. Clear? Then to prove, what we have to prove? We have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. What we have to prove? Clear? For proving a quadrilateral, a parallelogram, we have to prove that opposite sides are parallel. Clear? See, till this stage, if we want to prove a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram, then we have to prove that opposite sides are parallel. Okay, children. Now some construction is needed for that. What is the construction for that? Joined AC. Joined AC. Joined AC. Okay, children. Now give name to these angles. That is, let it be angle 1. This is angle 2. This is angle 3. Clear? And this is angle 4. Okay, you can give it in proper order also. Clear? The order that see that you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4 also you can give. Joined AC. Now start proving. Start proving, children. In triangle, that is in triangle ABC, and triangle, same thing, and triangle CDA, children. What do we have? Clear? That is AB equal to C. What is given here? whatever it is given, you have to utilize that while proving the theorems. What is given? AB equal to, here AB equal to CD it is given, and BC equal to AD, BC equal to AD, that is given. See, similar markings are shown for showing equality. Here AB equal to, this is a quadrilateral, not a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram that you have to prove. So we cannot use any property of parallelogram, children. Clear? We have to prove that this quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram, and using whatever it is given, AB is equal to CD, that is given. Okay, children, this side is equal to this side, and BC is equal to AD, and BC equal to what? BC equal to AD, that is also given in the question. Okay. Also, what else is given? AC equal to CA. AC, first and last, equal to CA. AC equal to CA, that is common in both the triangles. So this implies that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. Children, here while writing the congruence statement, order of writing the vertices is very much important. If you miss the order, if you commit mistake while writing the vertices, then it will go wrong. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA by which congruence rule? Side, this is side, this side, this side, and this side. All the three sides of one triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of another triangle. This implies that what? That is by triple S congruence rule. Okay, children. See, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA by triple S, and this implies that what is there? This triangle is congruent to this triangle. This implies that angle 1 equal to angle 2 by CPCT. And what else? And angle 3 equal to, children, angle 3 equal to angle 4 by CPCT, because the two triangles are congruent. Okay, children, notice that what we have to prove? We have to prove that a quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram, and for proving parallelogram, here we have to show that opposite pairs of sides are parallel. Okay, now angle 1 equal to angle 2 here. Now, but angle 1 and angle 2 are what? Are alternate interior angles, and they are equal also, and they are equal. This implies that what? This implies that AB is parallel to CD. This implies that AB is parallel to CD. Angle 1 and angle 2 are alternate interior angles, and they are equal also. So AB is parallel to CD by converse of alternate interior angle property, that is by converse of alternate interior angle property. Okay, children, angle 1 and angle 2 are alternate interior angles, and they are equal also. This implies that AB is parallel to CD. Okay, children, similarly, see, one thing we have to prove. Clear? Let us write that also. Here angle 1 equal to angle 2. Similarly, write down. Similarly, angle 3 equal to angle 4. Similarly, angle 3 equal to similarly angle 3 and angle 4 are alternate interior angles, and they are equal also. they are equal also. This implies that angle 3 and angle 4, this implies that BC is parallel to AD. This implies that BC is parallel to AD by which property? Converse of alternate interior angles property. By converse of alternate interior angles property. So children, see, we have shown both the things clear, that thus AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to AD. Okay children, and this is what we have to prove. Okay, AB is parallel to CD and BC is parallel to AD. Clear? This implies that quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay children? So if pair of opposite sides are, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then we say that a given quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay children, so this how many questions we have seen? Theorem 8.1 we have seen, theorem 8.2 we have seen, theorem 8.3 also we have seen, and angle sum property of quadrilateral we have seen and we have proved them also. So now this is enough for today's class. In the next class we will see some other properties of quadrilateral and parallelogram. They are very much important, and each one of the properties we will prove it. Clear? And children, you are supposed to solve them, prove them clear on your own also, then only you will get confidence. Otherwise in examination it will be very difficult to prove them. Okay children, thank you and have a nice day.